because it's a fun, free place for kids to play.
Some of the biggest fish I've ever caught has been in this lake.
I just like coming out here and experiencing a new boat, and the water's nice and the weather's nice.
Hello, I'm Gino Lucchetti.
And I'm Beth Cullen. You know, one of the great things about living in King County is just about everywhere you look, you can see a lake.
It seems like so many of us here in King County have a real connection to lakes. So Beth, how many lakes are there in King County?
Well, here in King County, we have about 700 lakes. Many of them are up in the Cascade Mountains, but lowland areas, there are about 100 smaller lakes, from Lake Margaret, northeast of Duval, to Trout Lake, near Federal Way.
And then there are the three really big lakes, Lake Washington and Lake Sammamish and Lake Union.
So Gino, I'm sure you know the answer to this question. Why do we have so many lakes here at King County?
Well, you can thank the glaciers. Many of our lakes, including Washington and Sammamish, were created by the holes and mounds of dirt left behind by glaciers. In other cases, large blocks of ice remained and melted slowly after the glaciers were gone, leaving shallow pools of water. Sometimes these pools have bogs that form in them. As a result, our lakes are diverse, complex ecosystems with many species of animals and plants.
And did you know in King County, about 8,000 people live along the shorelines of our lakes? And we have over 100 parks and boat ramps, which makes for great public access to our lakes.
I like the lake because everyone comes and hangs out here, and it's just really fun to do on a hot day.
It's a good place to have a picnic, nice and quiet.
I got a lot of things on my mind. I can just come down to the lake and hear the water hitting the rocks and, you know, seeing people with their kids playing with them in the water.
Yep, our lakes are definitely popular, but we can't take them for granted. To sustain lakes for all of our enjoyment, it's important to protect the shoreline and water quality. One of the best ways to protect lakes is to plant a shoreline buffer, plants that can help screen pollution and guard against erosion. For some ideas, we turn to King County's own Yard Talk hosts.
Hi, I'm Doug Rice.
And I'm Greg Rayburn.
Lakes are wonderful places to live, and people living along them can create beautiful yards while helping to keep their lakes healthy and maintaining a beautiful view.
Besides, why deal with the hassle of maintaining grass along the shoreline when you can have a beautiful native plant garden instead?
A simple buffer of native plants along your lake shoreline helps to create a more natural shoreline, both for wildlife habitat and to protect water quality. With lawn all the way down to the shore, chemicals can easily enter the water, and mowing can be a real chore along squishy shorelines.
Besides, lawn attracts geese better than just about anything else. I think I like picking up goose poop less than I like mowing.
A buffer of native plants also helps protect your property from the wave action, and is not nearly as expensive as a cement bulkhead.
And it looks a lot better. Wetland plants like bulrush and cattail, they slow down the waves before they hit your shoreline, and they naturally protect it.
Let me see the skunk cabbage.
Well, it's not showing what's right.
One of the really rewarding things about living on the shoreline is gardening near the lake. Now, by gardening near the lake, what I mean is you're able to plant a wide variety of native plants to make a beautiful shoreline that's also great for wildlife. You start by having large trees on the edge of your property that will frame your view, and that creates a really nice foreground that's very interesting and beautiful, as well as multiple layers that just look really nice. Then moving down, you can have larger shrubs and trees, like for example this red osier dogwood behind me that's just gorgeous. It can handle a wide range of water levels, and it just looks beautiful year-round. Then we move down one more layer, and you have what are sedges and rushes. They're low-growing, water-loving plants that will actually grow down into the water. And you can do that all while having a wonderful-looking shoreline.
Thanks, guys. Did you know you could check the ecological balance of your lake by tracking the clarity of the water and amount of algae present? Every week, volunteers across King County check water clarity to estimate how much algae is growing in lakes around the county.
That's really important because pollution, including nutrients from yard runoff, can cause an increase in algae. Higher than normal levels of algae for a lake can be a sign of problems with water quality.
When a lake gets overloaded with nutrients, it can cause what's known as an algae bloom. This can be a thick mat of floating algae or so much algae the lake changes colors. It's not a pretty sight, and it can smell even worse.
But it's not just how algae looks and smells. When a lake has too much algae, the bacteria increases too, and these bacteria use up oxygen. And when it's really bad, it can kill fish.
And that's not even the worst part. There are a few kinds of algae that can occasionally be toxic. When you get this kind of algae bloom, the water can be hazardous, even fatal to pets, and can require that lakes be closed to recreation and contact.
The lakes in King County belong to all of us, so we all have to care for them. Our actions affect water quality, habitat, and our own personal enjoyment.
By using good practices like natural yard care and doing what we can to protect our shorelines, we can continue to enjoy what we love about our lakes, like swimming, boating, fishing, or just dangling your toes in the water on a beautiful day.